morning everyone, it's Carol here at Collage Journals. Thank you so much for joining me. It's week 26 of Margarete Miller's Collage challenge, and I've got my prompts here and my prompt pieces here, so that's what I'm going to be doing this morning. So the first prompt is a leftover art scrap in your workplace. I've got this beautiful art scrap here. Just a piece of white card, and it looks like it's got mica stain splashes on it. There's a iridescence to it, which I hope you can pick up. So I've got pinks and bluey purpley tones going on. The next one is sheet music. Well, I've got this piece of sheet music here, and as you can see, that's the original side, and this side has been covered over with tissue paper. I want something soft and delicate today, so I'm going to work with this side rather than that side. The next thing I've got is rubber stamping in any colour but black. Okay, I haven't given that a thought as yet, but I'm sure I can do that towards the end or at the end. A retro household product. Well, I've got this toaster and I'm going to be using that. Now, I wasn't sure whether product meant a cleaning product or something like that, but when I looked it up, basically a product is something that's made to be sold, usually something that is produced by an industrial process. So a retro toaster certainly hits that prompt. A mushroom or toadstool. So I've got some lovely little images here. I've got this one with a little mouse on it as well in that corner there. I've got this one, and I've also got this rather blown one here. It's seen better days, obviously it's going over, but this one certainly is intact. So I've got three there that I can use. And the bonus prompt is a bell or bells. Well, I went with bluebells, and I did some fussy cutting earlier on today, and I fussy cut this bluebell out. It's slightly delicate in this corner here, but I think it'll be all right for me to use. So I'm going to put my prompts in front of me. I'm going to bring in this, and for now I'm just going to leave it at full size. I may well rip it down in time. The next bit I've got is this, and again I might rip this one down, but for now I'm just going to pop it on my piece, say about there, I think. Now the next one has got to be my bluebells because it's so big. So I'm thinking maybe something like that, so that they're just meeting the top there or slightly shy of the top, but it's hiding that edge down there. I may well be trimming these bits off, but we'll see how we go. Not liking that straight line across there, but I'm liking the play of the colours. Trying to hide a little bit of that top edge there. I've got my toaster, which I'm going to stagger it off that edge, see how that looks. Let's see what I can do with these. I might have these hiding the bottom edge and going off the page slightly. Could have my little mouse just lining up with the controls on the toaster, which means it has to come down a little bit more. And this I could probably just pull down a little bit. Let's see what else we've got. This one, I'm not liking that straight edge, and I'm not liking that. So I could tuck that down behind, something like that. Maybe have that off to one side. And again, I've still got that, which I don't like. So I'm just going to move everything up like that, which reduces the amount of that is showing, and it would mean I have to trim the bottom. Could actually have that coming out the side maybe, which means everything has to go over that way a little bit more, or it means I have to trim this art scrap down, and I think I probably would do that. Do I want this one in? Yeah, I probably have that one down in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim down my art scrap and then come back and put this all in place. I seem to have a big gap here, and I've got so much of this as well. I'm going to rip that top edge. That will help. Just wondering whether I can glue any pieces in place now. I think I can, so I'm going to glue this bottom piece in place. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to put a little bit of glue behind my toaster just to hold it in place. Okay, before I do anything with these pieces on the left hand side, I'm going to commit to ripping this. So let's just do that. I just want it to soften down this edge a little bit, and I've ripped too much there. It's a little bit awkward to rip with those pieces in place. These pieces. I'm going to put a bit of glue behind my mouse here. Just going to angle it down or manipulate it a little bit like that. I don't have to worry about this edge because it's going to be hidden behind my bluebell. But what I need to decide is whether I want to reduce this down. I think it would be nice to reduce it down. But if I reduce it too much, then my bluebell, because it's so big, will go off the page. What I need to decide is if I mind that or not. And actually, I don't think I do, but I think I will rip across that top edge. Just go for it, Carol. So I'm going to do that and be brave. I've still got my stamping to do, so I may well do it up there. I like these lines down here to almost ground this. So I'm going to put a bit of glue down here. I don't want this down here. Cut off that piece there. I think I might have been a bit hasty doing that, but we'll see. That's where this one is going to come in very handy now. I'm really not liking that I'm getting that hint of blue down in that corner. So I will go in with this, I think, and try and hide that in some way. And this is just the final piece I need to get in place. Yeah, I'm liking that. So I'm going to glue that on here. I'm pulling this down so that I can just get that bluebell positioned nicely. And I'm going to go with this. I'm wondering whether to use this bit at the bottom though, like that, and cut it along here. And I don't think I will. I think I will go with that and trim it here. So I'm going to trim from down here. So let's first do that. And then go back to ripping this edge along here. But where on earth am I going to get my stamping in? I do not know. I'm thinking it's going to have to be up in there somewhere. I'm going to glue this image onto my music paper now. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue that to my background piece. I keep on coming back to this area here for some stamping. Maybe put a label and stamp a label. That's an idea. Okay, I'm going to rub out my border and then I'll be back. Okay, I've lifted out some bits and bobs ready to do some stamping. So it was rubber stamping in any other colour but black. So I've gone with Archival ink, but I've gone for potting soil, which is obviously brown, to pick up the brown tones in that. I've got a stamping block. I've got this stamp set by Stampers Anonymous. Everybody will know this one, it's infamous. It's Field Notes CMS 396, and I'm just going to go with some small numbers. I'm looking at this one here, but these numbers seem slightly smaller, so I think those will work. Now, I'm not going to stamp all of the number. I'm just going to stamp this portion here from the letter C to the right. So I've got a scrap of paper here to mask off the other numbers when I'm inking it. And let's see what I've got here. That one straight away is appealing to me. Not so much that one. That one possibly. So let me pop those to one side. The reason, and if I bring this back in, you'll see the reason why I'm going for green is because I'm going to stamp up in this top corner here, and I want to balance out my page by picking up these greens there. And if I put that on there, you'll see what I mean. So I think that balances that out quite nicely. And I might like this one, same design, but it's slightly smaller. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one actually. But looking at this down here, I'm actually liking that. Oh, what else have we got? Got this oval one, so let's see what that looks like down there. And yeah, I'm liking that. It's a little bit weird having two labels, I'm thinking. Okay, I don't need to make a decision about that, but I do need to get on with some stamping. So I'm going to pop that to one side and this to one side. I'm going to bring in my inks, or my archival ink rather. I'm going to turn this over and just cover that letter up. There we go, like that. Just pop that to one side. It's not exactly straight, but I'm okay with that. I can't do anything straight, can I, everybody? So let me put a bit of glue on here. So I've decided I do want to break up that bottom corner and balance out my page even more. So I'm going to put this oval label in that bottom right hand corner and then call it a day. Now I could stamp this as well, but I'm not going to. I think that would be overkill. I'm just going to have that half on and half off down there, like that. So there we go, everybody. That's my finished piece for this week, week 26, and going through the prompts, a leftover art scrap, this little piece in the back here, sheet music, well I had this piece again in the back, rubber stamping in any colour but black, so I went with brown stamping there, a retro household product, well I went with my toaster there, a mushroom or a toadstool, well I think I've probably got both of them, so I've got one here, one peeping out there, couple there, and this one here, and bonus a bell or bells, well I went with this sprig of bluebells. And I have to say, I love the little colour tone on this one. I love the little image. I wasn't sure about whether to have that mouse on there or not, but because it was part of this fussy cut image, I thought, well, yeah, I'll just go with it. And there was a random leaf here, which blends in with the greenery that I've got going on there. So I'm quite happy with that. Haven't quite got a rule of three going on in terms of my reds or my greens. I've just got two greens and one blob of red, but I don't think it really matters too much. I think your eye is drawn round the image of the toaster, so I think that works. And because I've got these pieces going off my page, down here, here, and up here, it doesn't matter that that is really going off my page there and onto my background. What else can I say? Well, in terms of edges, I've got two torn edges, one there and one there, which works in with the rough edges that I've got on my fussy cut images. But I have got straight edges on this side, not so much on this side because it's mainly hidden by that, and I definitely have a straight edge along the bottom, and that almost grounds the piece because there is more of the focal elements going on at the bottom here. It's a very bottom heavy collage, if you don't mind me saying. So I think really it doesn't really matter, it helps to ground it, or that's kind of what I'm thinking. But anyway, I will stop there and leave you with a few pictures. As always, everybody, I really do appreciate you popping by and watching me do these collages and feeling my way through how I'm going to make a reasonable composition out of the prompt choices. I hope if you're playing along, you're going to enjoy your assignment for this week as much as I've enjoyed mine. Until the next video, everybody, take care. Bye-bye now.